What do you got there?
Finally showed up. We got 2 boxes.
What are the 2 boxes
Unboxing.
of?
Oh. We got 2 boxes. Keep guessing.
I wonder what's in this one. I wonder what it is. Are you excited to open it? How excited are you?
We've been waiting for a while. I've kind of taken this project on as like my personal project, and no one gets to do it. It's all me. I don't know if this is the first box or the second box of awesomeness, but full.
Whoa, what do we got in here?
Oh, it looks like a little radiator.
Oh,
Oh, what's that little radiator?
there's a little radiator in
A
there.
little radiator?
What are the little radiators doing in there?
I don't know.
What's in here?
I don't know. Oh. So, well, we're gonna keep figuring out how this thing opens because I'm gonna be a scientist apparently.
Science experiment?
Scientist experiment. Scientist experiment. Let's do more. Oh. 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 I feel like we're getting somewhere.
Ooh.
Box in a box.
Well, what does this box say?
Coil covers.
Wow.
Huh. Coil covers. Interesting. Huh.
There's a box in a box in a box. Ooh. Ooh. That's hella fancy.
Are you kidding me? Oh. Oh.
I wonder who else would be getting just as excited as you right now. I wonder if I should send that person a picture. And be like, what's up?
I'm not happy with what this machined aluminum looks like. And
It looks very scratchy and not very...
not scratched. It looks like moisture has hit it a bit. But I mean, it's still gonna do the same thing. Not impressed. That's not the best. But you know what? I feel like we're gonna re-mill this as well as mill this right off because of this. Because of this, I feel like we will mill this and this at the same time, and this will say Iggy Speed Shop. Instead. Maybe. I think. You might see that. So I don't know if you want to get down a little bit here and scope out these port actions here. But to all the LS dudes,
Ooh.
you know what that means. That means 427 cubic inches of greatness with one of these on top. That thing already makes 505 horsepower before we touched it. And with this, I'm guessing a mid to, I'm gonna predict 750 to 760. This is a 2.3 twin screw.
Smile. Sending a picture to Ig.
Hey, this is a, if you look at the back of the housing here, so this is a twin screw, and And then this has also got an air to water intercooler in this as well. That's what the mini radiator is.
Ooh.
This hooks up to this. This is an interesting thing I didn't know we were doing. This must have come with the kit. These are coil covers that go. Shit, I'm not even exactly sure right this second without pulling everything right apart, but maybe this covers all this shit. Kind of looks like that might be the program. Like that goes with that, and that sits right there.
Uh-huh.
We'll see. We might not even end up using these. We're kind of anti-Hollywood and fucking saying supercharged 900 fucking times on your, I don't know. No shit, it's supercharged. So those might not even go on. Those came with it, but might not get used with it. I feel like there's nothing under that. We'll get in here. Oh, let this unbox. Oop, look what we got. We got Bosch. I'm just gonna guess, because that's what I do until you open it. Water pump or injectors? Water pump probably. Electric booster pump. Water pump. Boom. Bosch. So that's killer. That means this thing's good quality. Bosch is something that would come in an OEM car. So
Oh, look, an instruction book.
shout out to Bosch for hooking up Edelbrock, because nobody wants junk, right? Oh, that's cool. That's the Cargy. This looks like a power steering pump bracket for the front of the motor, which is cool for relocating shit. And we've got another bracket here. Possibly an idler, a remount for the idler, or the tensioner. Idler pulley, tensioner. I almost 100% guarantee that's what that is. Power steering and tensioner setup. And then, look at that. Edelbrock LS7. Good gracious. Greatest greatness of ever grading to greatness. Biggest LS that they ever put in the car. You have to buy an LSX if you want a 454. Look at that. All the part numbers. Reference for everything. Oh. Oh, I bet you these are rare as hen's teeth. Somebody special gets to have those stickers. This is pretty cool. So, what's going to be super funny is when they do stuff like line up template to shroud using these fixtures. Template for a shroud.
There you go. Now put it on and take a picture. He is that happy about seeing your picture.
Put it on the engine and send me a picture?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
So this is super funny. This is the kind of shit that we're, like when you get instruction kit. Now you guys are gonna, once you start to see the rest of the build, you're gonna start laughing your ass off, because this says LS7 supercharger system for a 2006 to 2010 Corvette Z06 Corvette. So if you look at this right here, that's a 2006 to 2010 Corvette Z06. Boom, right there. Now this would be super fucking cool on that car, but it's easy. We're putting it in here. That's a 427 LS7 out of a 2006 Corvette Z06. That's the engine out of that car, or that came in one of those cars. This one is brand new, rebuilt, 4-boost by our engine builder, our local engine builder in town. And then this thing's been put together with ARP head studs. Right there you can see it's got the head studs. And then it's also been put together with ATI super dampener on it. for handling all the boost plus. As you can see, there's a cog drive on it right now. We were trying to put one of these on it. Now we were dry fitting it on that motor to see how it fit for crank pulley, the lower one. And as you can see, it doesn't line up with the truck, and it didn't line up with the LS7 crank pulley either. It lines up with a Camaro setup, F-body Camaro or whatever. So we're not bothering with that. But anyways, long story short, when we're going through this, it's gonna say super funny shit like template fan shroud 2006 Corvette C6 template fan shroud. We're basically gonna just ignore all that shit, and we're gonna go straight to installation of supercharger on motor. Stuff like this. Crank pinning guide. We're gonna have to crank pin. We're gonna have to crank pin for sure because they don't have pins. It's not a keyed crank. It's a factory LS7 427 crank. Look at this. Hose identification guide. Look at all the hoses. It comes with all that shit. Now the cool part about this build that we're doing is that we're actually going to be locating the dry sump where the battery tray is. We're going to reuse the dry sump. We've got the dry sump tank right here. We've got the harness in here. We've got all the water pumps and all sorts of other stuff. We're going to be reusing tons of this car. Z06 parts into a 63 split window. So stuff like this, we're going to be able to use most of this, minus how it hooks up to the radiator. We're going to be able to use all of this because that's relative to the vehicle, right? Things that we're not going to have to pay any attention to at all. This. None of this matters. We're also running big stuff. So our ECU is pretty fucking advanced for the build we're doing. So the other cool part about, where is it? Just showing it right here. Boom. So we got the idler bracket. All we need is a water pump with this kit, which we already have a water pump. The rest of the brackets and everything else get reused on it. We're not reusing air conditioning, and we have a brand new Z06 Corvette power steering pump and a brand new Corvette Z06 alternator as well for the customer because he literally bought a crate motor and then had it built for boost. So original build with the YSI, now it's getting an E-Force. The packaging for under the hood, we're fitting this under the hood, keep in mind, right? So this should be really cool. Some of the other cool features, factory cold air intake can fit. So we're gonna see if we can adapt a C6 air intake onto it, and we're gonna see if we can, we got some cool ideas for sure. So look at this. Coupler, tensioner. Oh, heavy duty one.
Do you want me to leave you here and get the things into that?
What time is it?
It's 4 o'clock.
Oh, we're gonna get out of here soon.
Because Ariel just set it up for 4:30.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand the camera off.
Ooh, what's this? What is in this beautiful box? Hardware?
Brackets, hardware, injectors, pigtail adapters. Wow, so complete. So what I'm gonna end up doing with these, super cool. I can snip, put these fuckers right onto my factory big stuff harness and not have pigtail adapters.
No way.
Definitely not gonna do what they give you for cleanliness. Some things yes, some things no. Coil brackets. This is to remount all the coils standing up instead of sideways. That's cool. That'll clean up the side of the motor a whole bunch. Look at that. Look at all the hardware and shit they give you to put this together. Look how many fucking bolts and shit there are.
It's complete though. That's the thing though. When you want a set, when you want to buy something, you want it to come 1000%, right?
Of course. Oh, look at that. You can give you a factory GM power steering pump reservoir bracket.
That's
Factory
sick.
one. Yeah, just a factory, just because this is how this fits on one of these things, like the way it does. You know what I mean?
That's super
Has to
sick.
sit like a certain way and do a certain thing. So we give you everything. We give you every single thing you need.
To make sure that you're able to put it all together. That's pretty freaking cool.
Oh, we got some injectors. So these are Deca '79s. So they're an 80 pound per hour. 80 pound per hour. You need to run at least a Walbro 450 for this to work properly. I wonder if it comes with a fuel pump meant to go in that car. Oh my god, I bet you it does. We'll be able to just shove the pump with an inline adapter on it. We'll just shove it under the car. It's supposed to go in the tank. They're going to want you to do it. Unless it's like a booster pump setup, like the Holly. I shouldn't say Holly when I'm working on another. They're like, it's like Ford and Chevy, Edelbrock and Holly. Right? They're not the same company. That's funny. The Holly makes a wicked booster pump though. It gives you a little tap that drills into the side of the motor. Oh, I'm so digging the fact that I get to put this into a 63 split window fucking Corvette instead of Joe Blow's fucking Z06, C06, Corvette 666, 6-speed, made in 06, Z06 and 600 horsepower. That just seems pretty generic. Any old fucker could do that. Oh, this is a heavy one. I wonder what this is. Let's find out. Ooh. Okay, so I was saying, I take it back. This is an adapter for the offset for a Corvette. So normally it would come in straight, but because the blower snout is now not straight but off to the side,